What's up, everybody? This is the Fam 305. I am your solo host right now, Guru. You guys know me. If you don't, now you do. I am Guru. I am 1/4 of the Fam 305 podcast, and we have been taking a break for the summer. Mainly, everyone just doing shit, especially me. I've been traveling a lot, doing things, staying busy, also working. Have two jobs, so it's been very hard for us to link up and do a podcast. But I wanted to just do a quick, shorty podcast, quickie, and just kind of get you up to date on what's going on in the world today, in the Phantom 305, and elsewhere in the world. Um, it's crazy right now. It's crazy. It's crazy hot. That's the first thing. Uh, in Europe, not to mention there's a war. In England, they shut down a runway and a military base because it's too damn hot. The runway melted. Also, I heard that their trains, certain tracks are not, they're not able to have trains go on it because of the heat. So it is literally, the world is on fire. Okay, parts of the world. Okay, the summer. So whether you believe in climate change, global warming, whatever, it's serious. The summers are getting hotter. The winters are getting more fierce as well. So this is not going anywhere. Okay, so we can sit here and argue till we're blue in the face on why it's happening or it's cyclical, but right now we're going through a phase where it's very hot. And I live down here in Florida, South Florida, Central Florida area, and it is hot. Like, you don't want to be outside. So those of you that live down here in Florida, you know what I mean. Everything is sweating, okay? We call it swamp ass. Spend a couple hours walking around out in the hot sun, you definitely got the swamp ass. So if you're not near a pool, get in the shower. so, so the weather's crazy. Also, we got a war. Obviously, you know what's going on in Ukraine, Russia. They're still fighting. The United States is pumping money into Ukraine. Europe, okay, NATO is building up their forces. So we're fixing to have a world war. Um, you know, we don't get too geopolitics in this podcast, but that's coming. So if you got family members that are soldiers in the U.S. military, um, sorry to say, in a couple of years we may be going to war. Okay, there might be some kind of conflict, a bunch of countries, but it's starting out right now in Ukraine, and it's going to spread. So, so that's going on. Europe's a big mess. Here in the U.S., we talked a couple episodes ago about Roe versus Wade. All this shit's coming out now with cases. A 10-year-old girl got raped across state lines, and certain people are more worried about that girl crossing the state lines and who did the abortion than the actual criminal. So that's happening right now. There's a lot of women that are, and I've read this online, and you can follow me at guru_fam305. Again, my Twitter handle is guru_. That's that little underline. Okay, not the dash, not the hyphen, the lower line. So guru_fam305. I saw this online that like we talked about the case I think it was in Indiana where a 10-year-old was raped. And at first they thought it was fake. Certain politicians were tweeting that it was fake, but it turned out to be true. And now they're outraged that this girl went over state lines to get it, and they wanted to go after the doctor. Okay, you're seeing stories online of women that are getting sick, that are dealing with pregnancies, that they have to abort the pregnancy, and they're waiting on legal justification to do it. So women are in some cases getting really sick. I saw a case where a lady was in the ICU and she had all these complications, all because they delayed. They had to wait for the actual fetus or the baby. Okay, the baby had to die in the womb inside the woman before they were able to treat her. They couldn't really do anything to help her as far as to fix what was going on, and she could have died. So I mean, it's crazy right now. Okay, so women have no rights as far as their privacy, as far as their reproductive rights. I read today that they asked congressman about should interracial marriage be decided by the states, and he said yes. Think about that for a second, guys and girls. Depending on this could happen in the near future. Depending on what state you're in, you may not be married. You may not get married to someone that's not the same color as you. Okay? I mean, this is we're going back 50 years. Our country's turning back in time 50 years. And it all started, okay? It has started with this Roe versus Wade decision. And now the Christian right, and yes, and I hate to get political, but you guys know me who listen to the show. Those Republicans, the Christians, the right wingers, they're now kind of blurring the line between church and state. And now they're going after contraception. They want to take away contraception so women cannot even take birth control. They're going to go after same-sex marriage. Okay? And then again, today they asked the congressman whether he would be okay with states figuring out whether a person should be married depending on their race, and he said yes, the state should decide. So it's scary times we're living in. Texting with Dre, who's unfortunately not able to join us at this time, at this point in the podcast. There's a revolution coming. And I'm not coming at the point where, yeah, I know this is happening. I know people. No, this is an opinion. This is kind of looking at it from a macro point of view, just seeing all these things that are going on. And an average country, an average empire for a country is usually 240 years. Well over that. We've been over, but I think we're at 248 years. So it's been a good run, and it pains me to say that. Part of me is actually scared. I have a child. I have family, and Drake tends to think it's going to be a lot sooner. I figure it might be a little further down the road. I say within 20 years. I think this country, this government, and how it stands is not going to be. It's not going to be what it is. He thinks it's a lot sooner, maybe the next 2 years. So hopefully we'll hook up again and he can kind of explain that. But yeah, I agree that this country is ripping apart at the seams, and it's been happening for a long time now. And they've kind of like put a band-aid over it and whitewashed it. And obviously, where everyone's so in touch with the media and TV and their cell phones and their apps, their sports, the majority of the country doesn't really understand what's going on. And unfortunately, this is where we're going. This is where we're going. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you other than be ready. Talking to Dre, it's like go out and get supplies and be ready for, my whole thing is I plan on moving eventually to the sticks, more inland, maybe close to a mountain, somewhere where it's away from everything. So if shit does go down, at least I have some time and I can get ready and prepare that way. That's what I plan on doing at some point. And you know what? Maybe we're wrong, and maybe this country moves on and lives on under its current state for the next 150, 200, 300 years, whatever. But in my lifetime, I have a feeling that our country's going to change drastically. And it's the people that are in charge right now. So, I hate to scare you guys with that and give you that sad reality, but, our country's getting torn apart. These political factions and even people, it's getting crazy. So, be ready. Educate yourself, see what's going on in the world, but just be ready. Be ready, guys out there. Also, like I said, we've all been traveling. I mean, personally, I've been traveling. I've been to Orlando a couple times. Went to Coldplay concert. Talked about that in a previous podcast. Went to Orlando. Went to Disney a couple times. We'll talk about that in another episode with the rest of the fam. I have some opinions of Disney in general. I would love to talk to the others about that, but just been busy, guys. But I do miss talking to you guys on the podcast, keeping you informed. Hopefully, you guys enjoying what we're talking about. Hopefully, we will be getting on soon again all together. Well, we tried to do a live one a couple weeks ago, but again, just couldn't hook up. I hope you guys are enjoying the lost episode that we found, number 132. I posted that a few weeks ago. That was so good, and honestly, we probably could have kept going on there. There was a lot of stuff that happened afterwards, but the story was great. The stories that happened, it was a fun time. St. Patrick's Day is always a fun day and fun night going out. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Um, yeah. So guys, this was a solo Fam 305 podcast with the Guru, kind of giving you a look, kind of like telling you the state of the Fam 305 right now in the summer. We're doing our thing. We will try to get back together, and you can get us all together in one, hopefully together in one place. If not, we'll do like we always do. And again, we appreciate you listening to us. Um, Now there is a couple stores we are selling merchandise like shirts, apparel, you name it. If you go to Teespring, look up the Fam 305. We have some great T-shirts, so check it out, Teespring. If you go on my Twitter, which is again Guru_Fam 305, I have a link tree. And link trees like if you click on that link, it sends you to a bunch of different places. You can check out our podcast. You can also go to the couple stores. I have a Zazzle storefront, and I also have the Teespring. Okay. I also have a Fantasy Sports Plus site where I sell T-shirts. Okay, so I have a lot of different things. If you're into sports, into the Dolphins, if you're into countries, fantasy football, I have different shirts there. I have some Keep Calm. I'm Cuban. Keep Calm. I'm Puerto Rican shirts. Pretty funny. Also, I have some Dolphin shirts, and eventually I will be putting. I have my Miami Hurricane football shirts on there. So check it out again. My Twitter handle is Guru_Fam 305. Also, you can check us out on the fam305podcast.com. If you go on there and there's a link to go to our storefront. There you will find those links as well, so you can shop, get a great T-shirt. All right. So again, thanks for listening. Again, this was a quickie, not our hour-long podcast that we usually do, and it's just me. But I want to let you guys know we are alive and well, and we look forward to talking to you guys together and you guys hearing us out. All right. Fam 305, Guru, I am out. Be good, be safe, be careful. Peace.